hope is trusting and obeying God first of all. Read on. Sorry about that.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Now, we're hearing this war on the, what they say, the invisible enemy. Right? We're hearing wars in other nations and countries, some of them America's included in, right?
Yes.
And we got a war on the inside.
Man.
Spiritual war that nobody can help us with but God. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That war is one that nobody can enter into your war zone but God. We can pray, anybody can pray for you, but there comes a time you better pray for yourself. Seek God for yourself. And we can't say it enough. It's so real as can be. Yes, things seem like they're looking up, but that's false. It won't last forever. Every time we think there's peace, the Bible lets us know what it says. What do he say? When they say peace and safety, then there's what? Sudden destruction. Oh, we're not seeing that? We cannot, saints, let me tell you and myself, we cannot live on false hope. We have to live on the hope of what Jesus said that is going to come. We can pray that it won't come, but God said it's got to pass. Everything that God says got to pass, or else he would be a liar. Well, you say, why would God want these things, let these things happen? You know what? Who can answer that besides the grown-ups? Children, why do you think God let this happen? Have you ever thought about that question, why God let this happen? Either one of you.
Yes, sir.
So why do you think he letting it happen?
Give me an example.
Okay, to give an example, you, Jordan?
I think maybe so people could come to him.
That's good. So why would they want to, why do they need to come to him? It's happening, but why do they need to come to him? What's making it happen? Mm-hmm. You're not sure? Why do God let it happen? Sin. I just said it. Okay. Sin is what it is. Because of sin, God is permitting these things to come to pass. Do that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Does it make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
God had promised that he was going to destroy the world the first time because of sin. But he stopped short of it, and there was one man that helped change the world. And that was Noah. Just for a minute, hold Matthew, we'll get there. Like I said, things change, don't they? Genesis, keep Matthew, 6th chapter. Beginning at the first verse. And we'll get into this one day real deep, because this is the beginning. And you can see how it has evolved. Genesis 6th chapter, verse 1 through 8.
Take heed that you do not.
Genesis
I'm sorry.
6th chapter.
You say Genesis or Matthew?
Genesis.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood my
That's okay.
election to connect.
That's okay.
Genesis, the 6th chapter. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Comprehend. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. They were pretty. And they took them wives of all which they chose.
So the earth began to be fruitful and multiply more and more, right?
Yes.
Got it? Makes sense too, children?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the Lord said, I'm sorry, I skipped on, didn't I? No, I didn't. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
So God began to diminish the number of life to 100 and how many? 20 years because of sin. Before then, they were living really long. Anybody heard the term? You're just as old as Methuselah.
Yes.
Anybody heard that one?
Yes.
He was the oldest man that lived, 900 some years old. Yeah. How many you want to live 900?
I don't want my kids to take care of me.
Okay. A lot of these things we'll get into in detail one day where we can break this down where you can really get a good picture. Okay? Go ahead.
There were giants in the earth in those days.
You remember Goliath? There were people like him in those days. That was common. Go ahead. Y'all remember how big Goliath was? Yeah. I think it said he was about 9 foot tall. Or something like that. That's big, eh? I don't know no man that might. I can't remember nobody 9 foot tall. You, Rick, Mark? No, me either. Biggest basketball players, maybe 8, right?
From Africa?
Something like that. Go ahead.
And also, after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
So they made a name for themselves, right? They had children, and they made sure they was well equipped to take over things, make war even. Okay.
And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth.
So right here he gives a key to what was going on, to all that had happened from verse 1 all the way to that. He's saying, even with all of that they were doing and prospering, they began to be wicked. Worse and worse, right?
Yes.
Wickedness is a part of what? Sin, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Okay, now does that sound familiar to even us?
Yes.
How many of us, we never think evil?
No.
Raise your hand. Can you children say that too?
Even unsaved.
All of us, right?
Yes.
And you don't even have to try to think evil, right?
Right.
But how many of us know thinking evil and doing evil is still sin?
Yes.
Okay. So their mind had been contaminated by the devil, like ours, and they got worse and worse like us. Right?
Man.
Go ahead.
And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth.
He was sorry that he made us. Go ahead.
And it grieved him at his heart.
How many of you know that God hurts when we don't obey him? God hurts when we really don't see him as our all in all. When we try to do everything on our own. Don't you know God hurts?
Yes, he does.
How many of us as parents realize that we hurt when our children don't obey?
Yes.
When our children get into some situation that you have to bail them out.
Yes.
It hurts, don't it? And it's not appreciated.
No.
Go ahead.
And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them.
You hear what God said? This was in Genesis. So, now listen, they were bad, right?
Yes.
Because they was killing and murdering, right?
Yes.
What's changed?
Nothing.
Is it worse than it was back then?
Yes.
Pretty much so. So what do you think God feels now? Do you see why he's letting these things happen, children? Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
But Noah and Cheryl found grace in the eyes of the Lord.
You put your name there. But Wendell, say your name, but Wendell found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Don't you want to be his unmerited love, his mercy? God is permitting these, you can go back to Matthew, God is permitting these things to happen again. History is repeating itself. What we learn from history? Nothing. Because we're still doing the same thing. If black lives do matter, black people, why don't we wake up to God? We can protest. We can sound like Al Sharpton. It sounded good, but you can only do so much through politics. Hello?
Yes.
Because all politics there are professional liars. Politicians, right?
Yes.
They kind of like my grandfather used to eat buffalo fish. He could put the buffalo, how many of you know buffalo got a lot of bones? He could put it on 2 pieces of bread and mayonnaise or on the hot sauce and just, you remember him doing that, baby girl?
A little bit.
Yeah, he'd get it, put it on some bread and make it a sandwich and chew it. Chew it all the meat out and the bones, he'd crunch them all up and then just spit the bones out. The meat's still going. I tried it one time and got choked to death. Didn't do that no more. But you see, he knew how. He was good at it. We must learn from God how to handle these situations, especially us as black people. Do you know what they said about the coronavirus in black people? Anybody?
Supposedly that black people were getting it at a higher rate than the other.
Okay. She right? Fonda?
Yes, that's what I had heard, but I had also heard that the black men create blood clots.
Okay. See, some things I haven't heard. But you see,
With the blood clots.
yeah, you heard it too. So it's many of those things that makes you wonder how much of it was put for us. I'm not saying it's so, but it's possible. And even